Last time in the Gravitas Legacy, Valentine spent time with a number of his drama club friends who appeared to be a bad influence on him in some ways and seemed to support his selfish behavior. May and Candy got closer, and May also completed her Friend of the World aspiration. It's time for Valentine to be thinking of college now, since he's nearing the end of his time as a teenager. He spent a few hours applying for scholarships next to the overflowing rubbish bin, and then headed inside for a late-night snack. His young adult birthday is tomorrow, so we've cut it quite close for the college applications, but he won't be able to go to college until the end of the week anyway, so that it's easier for me to keep the ages in sync. As always, Valentine opened his day by playing his piano. May even came in to watch while Verity readied herself for school. Right when May was starting to feel sad for herself since the kids were in school and she was alone, Candy came by for a visit. May and Candy finally have a budding romance after years of friendship, and after chatting for several very happy hours in the front lawn, May got the whim to have a woohoo, a turn of events that Candy was amenable to. While they were busy with their romantic affairs, Valentine and Verity came home from school and fortunately managed to miss anything too scandalous. But Valentine soon had to go to drama club, which, naturally, led to him having to cut up the principal's orchids again. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Verity settled down for some video gaming fun on the computer once May vacated her bedroom, but shortly after I decided it was time for another house remodel. It has been a while. The house is meant to be a larger and more intentional version of their current house, which is similar in shape and style to Joaquin and Sergio's house behind them. My main goal is more bathrooms, since the bathroom sharing is getting to be a lot. The completed house has 2 bathrooms, a living room, a dining room, a kitchen, an office, and 3 bedrooms. I unfortunately ran out of simoleons before it was finished, but it was enough to get the basic layout done. May and Valentine decided to use their new living room to have a teen drama moment, where they discussed his coming ascendance to young adulthood. "I need more freedom after I get back from college, Mom," Valentine said firmly. "The Watcher has decided that I'm the heir, so that means I'm going to have a lot of responsibilities and women to woo, and apparently I'm going to be having 4 kids, which is at least 2 children too many." "We'll see what we can do," said May with wide eyes. So many grandchildren. A little bit after that, Sophia and her mother visited, since Clara was one of May's many friends. Sophia and Val headed to his bedroom to work on a school project, while May worked on the birthday cake for tomorrow. This naturally led to Sophia and Val getting a little bit closer. Downstairs, Siobhan's ghost appeared for the first time. While Valentine had his first kiss, Siobhan scared Verity, but fortunately not for long. Verity had never gotten much of a chance to know her mother, and the fact that the first thing Siobhan did was get the adoring sentiment for her daughter was just the epitome of sad. The next day, Luna Villarreal came over after school to have a good old-fashioned flirtation with Valentine. Val, operating under the assumption that it would be impossible for anyone not to love him due to how fantastic he was, accepted the flirtation as his due. He had drama club shortly after, though, and as soon as he returned, everyone had dinner in the kitchen. Then it was time for the age up. Valentine has the mansion baron aspiration. He is an art lover, romantic, self-absorbed, creatively gifted, and business savvy, as well as having a happy toddlerhood. Val received his acceptance into UBright and Foxbury, but wasn't accepted into any distinguished degrees. For his young adult makeover, he has now entered his Blair Sandberg hair phase, for a Sentinel reference that very few will get, and sadly ended up spending most of Love Day doing things around the house, since there were a couple of locked-in whims that I didn't want to reset by leaving the household. After school ended for the day, it was time for Verity's age up as well. Since she is now officially not the heir, I allowed Verity to be whatever she wanted, and she got the loves the outdoors trait as well as child of the ocean. She loves fishing and video gaming and wants to be an angling ace. Using my gameplay rules, she is nominally classed as a pleasure sim and will spend most of her life in pursuit of good vibes and ocean breezes. Mid-birthday gathering, Candy came to visit, as she often did, and the children spent a bit of time with her before heading to do their own pursuits. Luna Villarreal also decided to visit, which was much to Val's delight since she was one of the girls he was seeing casually. He wanted to have his first kiss with her on the doorstep, but she shortly had to leave, so Val, Verity, Sophia, and their friends headed to the Bluffs for a bit of late-night socialization and a swim, leaving their mother to her book-writing endeavors. Although everyone came to the Bluffs, the issue that I'm assuming is a mod conflict where everyone leaves as soon as they arrive flared up yet again. However, Sophia stayed, and I managed to get Wolfgang Munch to stay after Verity introduced herself to him, to my utter delight. Since he is my favorite Maxis playable in the game, Verity found him extremely attractive, despite also finding him rude and hard to get along with, and he thought she was interesting and got an instant crush on her. All of the teens, and newly 18 in Valentine's case, chatted in the pool. Verity found out rather quickly that Wolfgang was mean, since he had frequent fits of temper that were interspersed with flirting since he liked her so much. Valentine mostly managed to ignore his sister's budding romance while performing his own seduction on Sophia. Verity wanted to have her first kiss with Wolfgang because apparently the sim who has been brushing you off and arguing with you all evening is the right first kiss choice. And while Val and Sophia decided to make it official in the background, Sophia put the moves on Wolfgang, with an unfortunately odd animation since the Auto Shorter Teens mod did not apply to pre-existing teens. Verity and Wolfgang were doing some cute exchanging of numbers when Valentine decided to propose to Sophia, of his own free will. Will you marry me and be with me for the 4 sim weeks that are all I'm allowed to commit to one woman? When we break up, it will likely be your fault, since I'm the legacy heir and an artist and thus amazing, but doesn't that sound great? This is a minor disaster, since his generation needs to have 6 total romance partners, and so far he's only had 2, Luna and Sophia. Great work, Val. This means I will likely be playing a week in the Bjergsen household so that Sophia can go to college with Val. So please comment and let me know if you'd like me to do that off-screen or have that be the subject of an episode. The teen outing ended with Val and Sophia engaged at the equivalent of 18 and 17 respectively, and this lovely relationship panel for Verity and Wolfgang, where she is extremely attracted to him, and yet also immensely hurt by and angry with him. I foresee drama in her future. If they can make it through teenhood, he might have a change of heart, but yeesh. May, meanwhile, has been writing all night and continues to write. Maxing the writing and parenting skills are the only tasks she has left to do for her generation, but likely parenting will be maxed when she's caring for her grandchildren. She decided to start a series of confident motivational books about being a legacy founder, and gained a bit of fame as a result of publication. It's only right and proper that everyone should know about the budding legacy after all. The weekend has officially begun, so Verity spent her time indulging her hobby of fishing, while Val worked on getting some photographs to take with him to college. On Sunday, his last day in the household for some time, Val got ready to move out. He will be attending college in the fall, so I will be playing 1 more week in the main Gravitas household, and then probably 1 week with the Bjergsens before joining Valentine and Sophia for their college week as soon as the semester begins. If you like this episode, please comment, like, and subscribe. I will probably be finishing the Mercury generation in the next episode, so it will be the last episode of the first generation. Thank you so much for watching and have an awesome day. Bye!